Good morning. It is Monday morning and the weather forecast for today is cold. It is absolutely freezing. Last night, the little ice warning came on in my car for the first time this year, so that's when you know things are getting pretty serious. It's very, very cold, but we're back at home in the Cotswolds this week. I had the best time in Scotland. I truly don't think anywhere is cozier than Scotland in the winter, and especially Edinburgh. I just love Edinburgh so much. But as always, I'm very, very happy to be home. And this morning, we are halfway through November now, and this morning I made the call that the Christmas pajamas are coming out. I feel like these are a good kind of balance because they're not super Christmassy. We're going to call them winter festive pajamas. That's what we've got going on today, and I'm obsessed with these ones. They have like a really dainty little holly print, and they're 100% cotton, so they're really soft, but they're also like a little bit structured, so they're just my favorite kind of pajamas. In fact, there's three things that have made me very, very happy this morning. If you know me, you will already know. New pajamas, my little mistletoe mug, and then Nespresso have also now released all of their Christmas flavours. So this morning I had gingerbread, which will always be my favourite, and look how pretty the little capsules are. But then I also ordered to try peppermint pinwheel. Never tried this before. I've never had a peppermint coffee, I don't think. But I love all things peppermint. Peppermint tea, peppermint chocolate. So we'll have to try this together. And then finally, I ordered cinnamon and candied tamarind. I've no idea really what to expect from this, but I love cinnamon, so I thought it was worth trying. They do have loads of other flavours, but these are just the three that I thought sounded really good. And honestly, I'm about one more Christmas song on the radio away from just decorating my entire house. I'm really trying to hold myself back from decorating until December, I think, or at least very close to December. Honestly, all of the shops are completely full of Christmas. They're playing Christmas songs. I've heard Christmas songs on the radio already. So everything is working against me here. Anyway, I've got a really nice week this week. It's a pretty chilled week, which is going to be really nice. So lots of time at home to cook and bake and just read and talk about books and all of that kind of thing. I've also got some really lovely plans with friends and that sort of thing. So I thought it'd be a nice week just to bring you along. But in terms of the plan for today, first things first, pretty much same as always, we're going to take the dogs out. And then we are going over to a town today that I've definitely been to before, but can't really remember. It's not that far from me. It's called Marlborough, and I think is it Wiltshire? Or am I making that up? I just thought it might be quite nice to go somewhere different, do a bit of Christmas shopping, and then we're just gonna have a really cozy evening at home today. I'm gonna cook some dinner, gonna put maybe Harry Potter on, watch a film, light the fire, do my LED face mask, and just overall, just chill. And then, like I said, we've got some really fun plans over the next couple of days as well. So I'm gonna go get myself dressed and get these dogs out for a walk. I'm home, I'm changed, I'm ready to go do some Christmas shopping. I'm so excited about it. I'm wearing a really comfy, chilled outfit. I've got my favourite big, cozy, chunky jumper on. I'm just wearing blue jeans. I'm gonna put my boots on, of course, because when am I not wearing these? I really feel like I should get, they do them in black and also a chocolate brown, and I feel like I might need the chocolate brown because I wear these so much. I've got some new little gold hoops in. Also, this bracelet is new and it's gorgeous. I absolutely love, I love like really simple, timeless pieces of jewelry that I can just wear every single day. Just to show you up close, it goes really nicely with my watch as well, I think. I love it. And it just clips, I'll show you. Just clips like this. And that's how you fasten it. I think it's so, so nice. I'll link everything that I'm wearing, of course. I always just pop all of my links in my description. So like my pajamas this morning, just everything that I wear or talk about, I'll just put it in my description. Sometimes I forget to say it's there, but it's nearly always there. And if it's not, I always say just shout at me in the comments and I'll find a link for you. And I'm just gonna wear another one of my favorites, this kind of chocolate suede jacket with the gorgeous, gorgeous lining. And that's my outfit, so let's go do some shopping. I just said to Mum, look whose name is on the big Santa sack. The stockings are really pretty. These ones have dogs on. Look how pretty this room is, because look at the ceilings. Oh, good girl, Rue. Is that for you? These are such pretty plates for Christmas with the robins on. This really is so nice. The tea towels are also really pretty. This combines two of the best things, candles and mugs. And we were saying, obviously, when you've burnt the candle, you could keep these as little espresso cups. They have other prints too. This building is gorgeous. I was just saying to Mum, I wish this was my house with all the different staircases. This is a really nice stocking pillar. These are the ones that I always use. This packaging is so pretty. Again, this is gorgeous packaging for stocking pillars. This shop is so well stocked. They've got all of the brands that I love. They've got American Vintage, there's a Nina Bing with nothing underneath. I like the fact that the branding is in a tartan. These are my slippers that I absolutely love. They're completely sold out online, I think, but they've got loads in here. The socks here are always so cozy as well. is gorgeous. So I got a pumpkin soup and Mum got a potato, cheese, an onion, I think, little pie thing. Now this is a good collaboration, Le Chameau with the National Trust. Okay, put your hands up if you bought lots of lovely, thoughtful Christmas presents for all your friends, all your family and everyone that you love. Put your hands up maybe if you bought a single present of any description for anyone but yourself. Put your hands up if you only bought presents for yourself. There's simply nothing to say in my defence, but I do have some gorgeous bits to show you. So from the White Company, despite this huge bag, I did only actually get one thing. It's another winter candle, cinnamon, clove and orange. I get one of these pretty much every year. They smell so good. Does that smell nice, Rui? And I got the one with all the pretty bits in the bottom as well. But what I actually went in for, if I can reach, look at their Christmas mug this year. It's got a little Christmas tree on. It's completely sold out in store, but they do still have it online. So I'm gonna order it for myself and I will also link it for you. Also, we've got to flick through this together tomorrow because I had a quick look and there's so many things in here that I have to show you. Things that I love, things that I'm gonna buy, things that would make great presents. So I thought we'll do that together tomorrow. And then the next thing I got, I could not possibly love more. The minute I saw it, like I walked into the shop, it was right in front of me and I knew this had to come home with me because I mean, look at this fleece. The second I saw it, it's got the most gorgeous kind of like wild horse print on it. It's just so me, and it's so cozy and warm as well. It might be my favorite thing I've bought so far this winter. And then equally cozy, oh, look at these. How was I ever leaving these behind? They are the coziest little mittens I think I've ever seen. My mum also absolutely loved these. They do them in a chocolate brown, I think, so I might get them for my mum. And imagine later in the year when we're going to Broadway Christmas market and all of that sort of thing, they're just going to be so cozy and warm. We had such a nice time. I would say if you're ever nearby or ever sort of passing through Marlborough, definitely stop. It's really gorgeous, especially this time of year, just for looking at like all the little trinkety bits and getting presents and ideas for presents and that sort of thing. We had such a nice time. But I'm going to chill for a bit. I'm going to have a look through my Christmas magazines and then I will start having a think about what we're going to make for dinner. Okay, it's the best bit of the day because my pajamas are back on. I'm also going to do a bit of skincare, and this is something that I wanted to talk to you about because a few weeks ago I was actually saying to you that I really feel like in the last few months I've massively scaled back on what I'm doing in terms of makeup every day. If you look back at my videos, probably even a year ago, I was pretty much wearing a full face of makeup every day, foundation, like the whole thing. Whereas now I'm much more of just like a bit of concealer, a bit of mascara and a bit of blush every day, and that's me ready to go. So I've really been focusing on what I can do to make myself feel the most confident I possibly can in my own skin, just so that my getting ready process in the morning takes 5 minutes, my getting unready process at night takes 5 minutes. But also if you've been here for a long time, you'll know that I've never really been someone that feels super confident without makeup. So I've really tried to work on things that will just make me have that kind of confidence. And I know a lot of it obviously just comes from within, but there are things that you can do and things that I've done over the last few months that have just really helped me scale the whole makeup process back. But I would say probably the biggest thing is really looking after my skin, because I think if your skin is glowing, if you feel hydrated, if you feel like you've got a nice even complexion and you just feel confident in your own skin, I think that makes the biggest difference. And I think one of the things that we've all kind of seen a lot more about and learned a lot more about in recent years is the benefit of using LED light for your skin. It just has so many benefits. So I've done a lot of my own research and I've actually tried a few different products, but nothing quite compares to the Foreo FAQ 202 LED mask. And I'm actually working with Foreo on this part of the video, so I thought I would tell you all of the reasons why I absolutely love this mask. Before we get into all of the reasons why this mask is so advanced and has so many different benefits, I just wanted to tell you what stood out to me straight away, and that is just how easy it is to use. So there are no cables, it's completely wireless, you just charge it up, pop it on, you can completely multitask because you're not sort of tied to anything or holding anything. Fareo tested on over 10,000 different faces to make sure that it had the perfect fit. And it's also made out of this ultra hygienic flexi fit silicone. So it really sits comfortably and just stays in place without ever feeling rigid or hard or anything like that. The technology in this mask is so advanced. There are 8 different wavelengths, including 7 LED lights, and also the one that I currently have on, which is the NIR near infrared, which actually penetrates the skin deeper than red LED, delivering a really, really powerful anti-aging effect. So it's really good at boosting collagen production, reducing fine lines, reducing dark spots, and just really enhancing the overall radiance of your skin. All 8 of the different wavelengths can be accessed through either just the press of a button or through the Light Laboratory, which is on the incredible FAQ app. You just scan the QR code on the box when you get your mask and it kind of links everything up. It's so easy. And this will really walk you through and enable you to really personalize your sort of skin treatment plan. But just to quickly run you through, blue is for blemishes and oiliness. Green is for brightening dull skin and evening your skin tone. Orange revitalizes for a healthy glow. Purple is for inflammation and fine lines, which I also love. Cyan is for calming and relieving really stressed skin, which I think sometimes we could all use. The yellow is for reducing redness and just soothing your skin. Fareo put a really huge emphasis on clinical testing to make sure that their products actually work. You get a professional experience at home with visible, lasting results. I think one of the best things for me is that for optimal results, you only actually need to use the mask 3 to 5 times per week and only for 5 to 15 minutes. So it just really effortlessly fits into my life. And because it stays so securely on your face, you can just completely multitask at the same time. I think for me, I've just noticed that my overall complexion has just really evened out, and I've just had that real boost in the radiance of my skin that I think you only really get when you're really taking care of your skin. So I of course have a discount code for you, which is 35Hannah, and it will get you 35% off, and my code can be applied on top of existing discounts on the website with this product and lots of other Fareo products. So I will make sure that I've left all of the details that you need and a link in my description. I'm so excited about this. Sometimes it's just the most simple dinners that are the most comforting. Oh, so good.
Seems only yesterday that your mother and father were in here buying them.
Good morning, the jumper. I could not possibly love this more. I think it's the best thing. Let me stand back. I mean, 10 out of 10, no notes, 0 notes. It's perfect. Absolutely love it. And don't try and tell me this isn't winter perfection. So I've had a great start to the day. A gingerbread coffee in a perfectly matching winter mug and winter jumper. Just the best. Doesn't get any better than that. So plan for today. I'm actually seeing some friends later this afternoon, kind of late afternoon, early evening. So you know when you need to work back from that to plan your day and just figure out timings on everything. Also want to make sure I've got time to stop at Dalesford on the way over just to grab a bottle of wine for everybody. And then also I just want to have a look around because I'm guessing it's full-blown Christmas at Dalesford now, and I've not been since October. So I've not seen any of the Christmas bits this year. So I want to make sure I've left time for that. And then this morning I'm going to a little, I don't know if it's a village or a town. either a small town or a big village called Painswick, which is here in the Cotswolds, but I don't think I've actually ever been because it's one of those places where I don't think there's too much there, so you wouldn't sort of go, you wouldn't make a point of just going to Painswick. It would be more if you're passing through or if you live nearby or that sort of thing. And I don't actually live too far from it at all, but just never had the reason to go. And I was talking about it actually with my parents the other day, and my dad was saying it is very pretty, I should definitely go. And this morning was one of those mornings. I call my mum. This is what we do every morning. I'll always call my mum and I'll say, or she'll call me and we'll say what's happening with the dogs today. And what that means is, what time are we doing the dog walk? Where are we going? Are we doing it together? Which is almost definitely yes every day. But this morning when we did our usual daily call about the dogs, we were both saying, you know, if you've got dogs, you'll so relate to this. Sometimes you just get bored of the walks that you do all the time, even though we do a different walk pretty much every single day, because I think it's really nice for the dogs just to have that variety. So even though we do change it up every day and we do go to different places quite a lot, some days you're just like, I just want to see something totally new. So I suggested, why don't we go over to Painswick? I can have a look around. I can show you around Painswick as well, because I know it's very pretty. And also we can walk the dogs somewhere that we're not bored of. I feel like if you have dogs, you'll relate to that. Some days I don't mind walking. I never mind walking. If it's raining, that's fine with me. If it's freezing, that's fine with me. I absolutely love, like, that's a part of the day that I love. I was actually saying this when I was up in Scotland. I obviously didn't have Rue with me, and I was still going for like 2-hour-long walks. And the girls there were just saying that it's funny that I still take myself for a dog walk, even when I don't have the dog. But that's honestly one of the main reasons that I ended up getting a dog, because I was taking myself for walks every day anyway, because I love walking so much. And I feel like for me, I'm someone that needs to spend some of my day at least outside. That's how I knew I was ready for a dog, because I was doing half the work anyway. Because yeah, I just love walking so much. But my point being, I'm always happy to walk. I always want to walk, but sometimes when you know the route and you know every single thing that you're going to pass and all of that sort of thing, it's just really nice to do something new. So that's what we're going to do this morning. And then hopefully if we get time, we'll do some baking this afternoon. We'll go to Dalesford and then we'll go and see some friends this evening. So it's going to be a really, really gorgeous day. Made all the better by my cozy jumper. Let's go and see what Painswick is like. Talk about books, because you know at the beginning of September we sort of did a bit of a segment in the vlogs for a few weeks where we talked about what is on my autumn reading list and what I'm reading and my autumn book recommendations. I thought we could do that again, but for winter, and then the closer we get to December there'll be some like Christmassy ones in there too. Rue's also bringing me the ball to play with at the same time, so if you can see me doing that, we know what's happening. I'm playing with Rue. But if you saw the Scotland vlog, then in that I was saying that I'd finished The Secret History. So I did my whole kind of like thoughts on that book in the Scotland vlog. So if you haven't seen that, then go and watch the vlog from last week. But then I also was saying that the book that I was starting, which is the one that I'm currently reading, is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. Diane Setterfield is the one that has the most beautiful writing, and actually one of the books that I'm about to recommend as a winter reading book is also Diane Setterfield. It's one that we've spoken about a million times, so you probably heard me talk about it. But I feel like this kind of crosses over between an autumn read and also a winter read, because the very first line of the very first chapter in the book starts by saying, "It was November, full stop. Although it was not yet late, the sky was dark when I turned into Laundress Passage. Father had finished for the day, switched off the shop lights and closed the shutters, but so I would not come home to darkness, he'd left the light on over the stairs to the flat. Through the glass door, it cast a rectangle of paleness onto the wet pavement, and it was while I was standing in that rectangle, about to turn my key in the door, that I first saw the letter." But the very fact that the opening sentence is "it was November, full stop," tells me that this is a perfect November read. So that's what I'm currently reading. But I wrote down a couple of books that I've read in previous winters that I would definitely add to your winter reading list if you haven't already, because these are books that I absolutely loved and that are just through and through winter reading. So annoyingly, I don't actually have the physical books because I often give them to my mum to read after me, so I think she's got them all. But top of my list is Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. That book is just winter in a book, and I think I'm actually going to reread it this winter because I loved it so much. Also, the film with Cillian Murphy is so atmospheric, so it's just winter to its absolute core, and I love the whole atmosphere and the whole kind of dark, gloomy winter vibe of the book. I think it's an incredible book. It's a very, very short book, and I know maybe Claire Keegan isn't for everybody, but she's definitely for me. And then two more that I read last winter that I would definitely recommend. One is Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. I think that's how you say her name. That is a longer book, and it's very Christmassy, it's very wintry, it's set in Scotland. It's a really nice, comforting, cozy read without being too kind of like over the top, predictable, little bit cringy. It's not that at all. It's kind of, it finds the perfect balance between really cozy, really comforting, really Christmassy, wintry, and all of that sort of thing, but it's not too far that way. It's not, you know what I mean, you get the vibe. And then the last one that comes to mind is one that I always recommend and will always recommend, which is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. So atmospheric, so wintry, has a very gloomy feel to it, beautiful writing, really, really descriptive, and just, yeah, I loved that book. It really had kind of like a lasting impression on me, which you can probably tell because it's one that I always recommend. I know I've spoken about all of those books before at the time when I was reading them, and I've probably recommended them countless times since because they are my favourites, but I had to mention them. If we're talking about winter, they're three books that I had to mention. But then one book I've actually just ordered that I have no idea when it's set. It's probably not wintry at all, but I've just ordered A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving because I've actually never read any John Irving, which feels criminal. That feels like something I need to change. Sorry, Rue is going into her toy box, which is over there, and she's bringing me different toys every 5 minutes. This time we have got the elephant. Kenny actually got her this from Thailand because it's a little elephant, but this is what we're playing with at the moment. So that's what all the chaos is in the background. If you can hear, it's Rue's little feet running around and getting different toys out of the basket. But yeah, I thought I should read some John Irving. So I went for A Prayer for Owen Meany because it's one that I've heard so much about. So I'll keep you posted on what I make of that. But as always, please leave in the comments all of your winter book recommendations because I want to read them all because I feel like I'll have time. I do a lot of reading in the winter, so I feel like I've got space for more winter books on my bookshelf. So I would love all of your recommendations, but also I think it's really nice because then if you're looking for winter book recommendations and maybe you've read the ones that I've talked about or maybe they're just not your thing, then you can also see what everybody else is reading and recommending in the comments. I was just walking past my bedroom and I spotted on the end of my bed the White Company magazine that I actually very carefully went through last night, and I earmarked all the pages of things that either A, I really want for myself, or B, I already have, or just think would make like really, really gorgeous presents for anybody, but also most importantly for yourself. So I just earmarked, honestly, I had a hard time not earmarking every single page. because there's just something cozy on every single page. I'll make sure I've linked all of these bits because I know it can be annoying when you're on the website and you're trying to search everything that might bring it up and like you can't find it. So I'll put links to all of these bits that I'm going to show you. First things first, just have to mention, did you know that they do an advent calendar? This is something I did not know, and that I think they've got full size, at least two full-size candles, including winter, and a full-size diffuser, and then two more of the mini candles. Actually, there's loads of diffusers, so if you really want to treat yourself or somebody that you love, I've got no idea how much it is, I can't imagine it's cheap, but I didn't know they did one. First thing I've earmarked that I would actually absolutely love for myself is look at those hot water bottles. I see them every year, and every year I think I'm going to treat myself. So maybe this year I actually will. They're so cozy, and I think they come in those two colours. They're gorgeous. And then the next thing that I also would personally really love for myself, this fir tree candle. It's the same as my winter candle, but it's in the fir tree scent, which is so woody and savoury. I called another candle savoury the other day, and I still haven't quite figured out what the word I'm looking for is. What's the opposite? You know, some candles smell really sweet. I said this the other day. Anyway, if anybody knows, here's what I call, for want of a better word, a savoury candle. It's very woody, very earthy, and they're just beautiful. So would quite like to treat myself to that as well, but would also make a gorgeous present. Oh, and then I just wanted to show you this because I tried to show you in the shop, but I couldn't show you very well, but this here is the bauble candle, which look how beautiful that is. And this one I actually earmarked because it's a ring that is just like one of the rings that I wear every day. Typically I don't have it on today, always the way, but it's a ring I wear every day. I got it years ago at, I think it was from And Other Stories years ago. So whenever I get questions on that ring, it's not online or in store or anything anymore, but this is pretty much an exact copy of it. It's exactly like that. The only difference is mine is gold and silver. One's gold, one's silver. I just thought that was worth showing you. This I thought was a good dupe for, a couple of weeks ago I wore like a really pale sandy suede jacket that was from Zara that I said would probably be sold out, and it was sold out, but this I thought looks really similar and will definitely be better quality, I imagine, I think. This I just earmarked because if this is not me, if this is not my exact vibe that I have going on all winter, then something has definitely gone wrong, because, I mean, this is the exact level of coziness I want for the entire winter. Her jumper looks so cozy, and the book and the pyjama bottoms, heaven. Finally, I had to earmark my slippers, which I actually have on my feet right now because I think they're finally back in stock. These were out for at least a month. Probably 2 months actually, completely out of stock online, but I'm guessing, unless they've already gone by the time I share this, I'm guessing they're back in. But I was saying a couple of weeks ago that these would make the best present, because you know what I think the best presents are? They're kind of things that you wouldn't justify buying for yourself. So that doesn't have to mean that they're really expensive. It just means that they're maybe like a luxury in their own category. So you know, when you just treat yourself to an extra nice hand soap, like nobody needs a really lovely, gorgeous hand soap, but it's such a nice present because it's something that you'd probably say to yourself, oh, I don't really need that, can't justify that. But then when someone else buys it for you, it's just such a gorgeous thing to have. I feel like these come into that category because for slippers, they are definitely on the pricier side, but they're so warm, they're so cozy, and they also have this really solid base on them. So I think they'll actually last and stand the test of time, which I also really love. I just think they'd make such a lovely present. Hopefully they've not sold out again already. They're my little picks from the White Company. I was saying this a couple of weeks ago, but I just absolutely love a flick through a Christmas magazine. It's one of my favourite bits of the year. I need to get all of the supermarket ones, and then maybe next week we can do that. I mean, you might actually find it really, really boring. It might just be me that finds it really fun to do. And then I also love people, I love watching people do this as well. So if you want to see it, next week I might get all of the supermarket Christmas magazines, and we can like have a flick through, and I'll pick out some of my favourite bits for you. Okay, we're on the way to Dalesford. I've got Rue with me. I don't know if you can, oh yeah, you can just see her right in the corner down there. But we're on the way to Dalesford. On the shopping list is a bottle of wine for tonight with the girls, a chopping board. I've really been wanting to treat myself to one of the Dalesford chopping boards, and I think today's the day. And then some dinner for Rue, because I wasn't a very good mum and I forgot to bring her dinner with me. I always joke that whenever Rue gets to have, because I cook for Rue every day, I always joke that whenever Rue gets to have a tin of dog food, it's probably like when you're a child and you get to have a Happy Meal. They were always the best days, you know, when you'd go out with your family and you'd be getting back late, or just your parents couldn't be bothered to cook after a long day, and you'd get a happy meal on the way home. That was always the best. That's what's on the list. And then I also think Lauren is running a little bit later than she thought because she's in a hair appointment at the moment, so I think we've got a bit longer than I thought at Dalesford, which suits me because it means we can have a good look at all of the Christmassy bits. And if there's one thing that Dalesford does right, well, really, what does Dalesford not do right? They kind of do everything right, but definitely Christmas. If Dalesford is not on your Christmas trip to the Cotswolds list, it should be, because it's always so gorgeous there. I'm really looking forward to later. It's always nice, isn't it? Just girl time, a glass of wine and a good catch up with the girls. It's always just the best. So I'll see you when we get to Dalesford. Everything is so cute, all of their Christmas packaging. Heaven. These are also all very, very cute. I should have asked the girls if it's too early. All of the Christmassy dog bits are what will get me. I always absolutely love the cover of this recipe book. Cute. They've got these really gorgeous hot water bottles here as well. Okay, we're back in the car. We've got the goods, or we've got nearly all the goods. The chopping boards, I couldn't see. Oh, look at this behaviour. Look at this behaviour. She can smell that her food is in this bag, so she taps on the bag. She'll do this to me. Let's say I'm eating like a bag of crisps or something and she wants one. She will come over to me and then just tap on the outside of the bag. You know what you want, don't you? You little monkey. She's a girl that knows what she wants. But yeah, the chopping boards, I could only see the small ones. I couldn't see any of the big ones today, so I'll have to get that another day. She also has really, really muddy paws because it's been raining, and she's walked them all over my seat, all over the middle, whatever you call this compartment in the car. And she's also jumped up on the dashboard, all of which is cream. So I've now got paw prints all over the whole car, but thankfully I am definitely not someone who's precious about my car. My car is for muddy wellies and little muddy paws. So all I actually got in the end is some food for Rue. I got some rice for Josie. I got one of the Dalesford Christmas magazines, of course I did. And then I got a bottle of rosé for us. I did try and ask the girls. The girls are the rosé connoisseurs, not me. So I did try and ask which one to go for. But in the end, I couldn't pick, so I just went for the one literally visually in the middle. But just thought, let's give that one a go. Look at this, she's staring at the bag and she's just been scraping it again. She's probably going to do it again in a second. I think she's hungry. It is her dinner time soon. It's not quite, it's only 10 to 5, but I normally give her dinner at 5 and she knows. But I also think she might not be quite used to the clocks having changed yet. So I seem to get demands from about 4:30 onwards the past couple of weeks. Anyway, I'm heading over to Josie's now. I think the plan is, I think we're just having a really chilled, cozy evening. I don't know how much I'll film because Lauren's there too. And when we get talking, we will just talk non-stop. So I'll try and get a few little clips though, just to show you bits of our evening. So I will see you when we get to Josie's.
So we have got pumpkin risotto with pumpkins that I grew in the garden, and then these are the seeds that were inside the pumpkin.
Oh, yum!
They're just so
Did
yummy,
you just roast
aren't they?
them?
I roasted them with a little bit of obviously salt and oil, and then paprika.
Oh, yum!
Smoked
they
paprika.
Look so good.
They are so delicious.
Looks delicious. Thanks, Josie.
You're welcome.
Self-taught, growing up in France to achieve this is absolutely mind-blowing. He had very humble beginnings. Knowing you've been a little bit of a part of sowing that seed, picking that seed, to know that these incredible chefs behind you create something special out of that.
Hello, sorry that I didn't talk to you this morning or give you any context for where we were all day, but I was at Le Manoir all day at a really gorgeous event with Wild Nutrition that Josie was hosting. But from me, Le Manoir is the other side of Oxford, and if you live anywhere near Oxford or if you drive through Oxford for any reason, you will know that the traffic in the morning and the evening and basically all day in and around Oxford is no joke. And I just ended up being so rushed this morning and I didn't want to be late, so I didn't end up chatting to you this morning, but I thought I'd just tell you a bit about the day now because it was such a nice day. And also I really wanted to talk to you about Wild Nutrition. I know we've spoken about Wild Nutrition in the past, but they're just such an incredible company and an incredible kind of like female-led brand, all to do with just everything wellness related. And we were given a really gorgeous gift bag when we left, which I haven't actually been through, so I thought we could go through that and I could just tell you a little bit about their products because I just genuinely love them so much. Like, obviously this is not in any way an ad or sponsored or anything like that, but in terms of what we did today, we had a bit of a tour of the kitchen gardens. We learnt some of the history of Le Manoir and how Raymond Blanc ended up. He apparently just walked up to the door of like the gorgeous property that it's in, and there was a lady living there, and he basically just talked his way into buying the property off the lady to start Le Manoir because he loved it. And then we did a microgreen workshop where we planted our own microgreens. I've given them to my mum because I'm actually going away tomorrow, which we'll come on to, but I've given them to my mum already so that she can hopefully keep them alive while I'm away. And then we just had a really gorgeous lunch and learnt more about Wild Nutrition. I've been to a couple of things where Wild Nutrition have been there, and I'm also a Wild Nutrition customer. I just think they are such an incredible company. So let's look in this bag. I was going to look through this downstairs, but I thought actually I'll bring it up and then we can have a look together. So this is actually the product that introduced me to the brand. It is their organic protein superfood powder. It's completely vegan, it's organic, it's got super greens, mushrooms, vitamin B12, and it also has 16 grams of protein per serving, but there's not really many protein powders, if any, that are both organic and vegan. So this was the first product I ever bought from Wild Nutrition and it's such a good one. Oh, these look good. These are vitamin D gummies. Vitamin D is so good for us and so important, and especially coming into winter in England when we get hardly any daylight. These are I'm going to be taking these all the time. They're forest fruit flavour. And again, very crucial for this time of year. They're immune support, which is immune support, tiredness and fatigue. I might take one of these today because I have been feeling run down. Vitamin C, D and zinc, and different mushroom powders. I'll take one of these now actually because I have actually been feeling run down today. How many do I take? 2. I think it might just be late nights, a lot of late nights and a lot of early mornings. But I've actually got 16 hours on a plane tomorrow. So I need all the help that I can get. And then there's just some other really gorgeous bits in here. A neon perfect night's sleep scented candle, which I can smell from here and smells gorgeous. I've had these before actually. I love neon candles. And the Grown Alchemist Regenerating Night Cream. And then we've got this gorgeous cozy blanket, which will definitely come in handy. So yeah, it was such a lovely day. It's a gorgeous group of girls, a brand that I genuinely absolutely love and have always been a customer of. And then Le Manoir, and who does not want to go to Le Manoir? Like, the food is just next level, and the kitchen garden's beautiful. It was just a really lovely day, a day when I feel very lucky that this is something that I get to do. But as I just mentioned, I'm actually going to Thailand tomorrow, so I've got a very full on travel day tomorrow. It normally takes me about 16 hours, I think, when I go to Thailand. So it's 7 hours London to Doha, normally about 2 hours, kind of like stopover. And then 7 hours from Doha to Bangkok, and then usually at that point I have to go to another airport in Bangkok, so sort of get a taxi from one airport to the other and then do another half an hour flight over to where Kenny lives. But luckily tomorrow he's actually got a game in Bangkok, so he is going to meet me in Bangkok. We're going to have a few nights in Bangkok, or I think he'll have to be away from me for a couple of nights. This is something that I feel like unless you know someone who is like an athlete or plays sport, they just don't get any time off. People can never believe that we don't get to have Christmas together, or he can't come home for my birthday, or that kind of thing. But they just, honestly, athletes, particularly footballers, I don't know what every single sport's like, but footballers really do not get a single day off. He works at least 6 days a week, every single week of the entire year, except for 1 month in summer. So he obviously can never leave, can't come home for Christmas. And then when he was playing for the Australia national team as well, he would get even less time off, because sometimes you get the international break, so you get like a couple of days. I don't really know how often they are, should probably know this by now. But yeah, he used to get genuinely no time off at all, and even his summers were slightly shorter. My point being, he actually does have a very rare couple of days off, so I'm going to do a few nights in Bangkok, I think, and then we're going to Koh Samui, so to one of the islands, to actually have a bit of a holiday. I think only for 2 nights, because that's as much time as he would ever get off, but I'm so looking forward to it. It'll be really nice. But tomorrow is going to be a full-on day. I don't mind it because I'm quite used to it, but by the time you get there, you do feel it really, 16 hours on a plane really does take it out of you. But I have already looked up, and they have Bridget Jones About the Boy, you know, the new one that came out last year, that's on the plane. So I know the very first film I'll be watching when I get onto the plane. I'm just going to dose myself up on all things wild nutrition to make sure that I'm feeling good for my flight. And then I need to pack and I need to get an early night. There won't be a vlog next week, but I'm only taking 1 week off because I have been filming honestly every single day for the last couple of weeks to make sure that we don't miss more than one video, because this is my favourite time of year, so I did not want to miss more than 1 week. So I won't be here next weekend, but then I think the weekend after that, believe it or not, I think we're into December, and I'll be back at home and we will be back to full real time, and we'll be back into our first December vlog of the year, which is going to be full-blown Christmas at that point. So I'm really excited about it. So I hope that you're all doing really well. It's going to be so weird because I filmed so much for the last couple of weeks. It's going to feel especially weird not to be speaking to you for the next couple of weeks. It's going to feel so strange. But yeah, I hope that you're all doing really well. I hope that you're all looking forward to December, looking forward to Christmas. Can't wait to have the biggest catch up with you when I'm back. So I guess I will see you in a couple of weeks when we're either in December or really close to December. I think December might be a Monday. December 1st might be a Monday. So I will of course be here on the Sunday before that, so the very end of November. And we can start getting really excited for Christmas together, and I just can't wait. So sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you then. Bye guys.